Now, Australia and Virat Kohli share a very tenuous bond. Virat Kohli plays some of the best cricket when he's up against some of the best in the world. And when we can, of course, as Indians, grudgingly admit that Australia as a sporting country has produced some of the very best. Virat Kohli's aggression stems from wanting to be the best and beating the best, and the perfect opponents to match that kind of attitude and valor, and that spirit is Australia. They invented sledging, they are born to be aggressive themselves, they play hard and rough cricket. And this relationship has had various exciting chapters on and off the field over the years. But the latest is no episode of a contest on the field, but a prank. An April 1st prank that Australia's BBL, Big Bash League side, Sydney Sixers, decided to play yesterday. April 1st has become a day now for social media platforms to go into a bit of a frenzy in what sometimes turns out to be a lame attempt to eliciting a laugh. Various franchises, broadcasters, sportspersons and sporting boards tried their hand at playing the fool. So what did the Sydney Sixers do? They put up this post. Of course, it brought out a flurry of reactions, a lot of engagement, surprises, and sense of disbelief. Yeah, some fans got swept away, carried away a bit there, putting the BCCI rules that the board has for their current international stars to the side and almost believing into some sense of watching Virat Kohli play T20 cricket in Australia. There were many speculations that were beginning to come in, till of course Sixers commented on that post a while later announcing the bluff. But guess what? This post is the most shared, the most liked, and has the most engagement on their account. And that's what I want to reflect and talk about here. Kohli has scored a ton of runs against this particular opponent, Australia. He's had some unbelievable contests over in Australia in the past. The first time he, in fact, captained a test side was in Australia when MS Dhoni stepped aside. The country and his achievements there have been special to him. But there's a flip side to all of this. Australia and Virat share a love-hate relationship, almost toxic. And I'm not referring to the cricketing team versus Virat Kohli here, though there was enough fire in there as well recently. Absolute drama, that. But just how the Australian ecosystem tries its best to get to him, whether it is by riling him up even after he is dismissed. Or calling him a bully and going after him when all he did was request the journalist there to not film his family, his children. And the next one, of course, that takes the cake, denouncing him to be a clown. Whether it's the Australian media, the press there, the fans, the entire system that is around the Australian cricketing fraternity there is out to get Kohli, to try and get under his skin and go after him. And the same people will then do all they can, use Kohli when it's convenient for them to get their social media platform buzzing, like they did with the April 1st prank post.
Australian newspapers, media and even some ex-cricketers are the definition of being two-faced. First, they go and call Virat Kohli the king, but the moment he shows some aggression, he is labelled in this way. You want to make cricket popular, but at the expense of Virat Kohli's market value. We will not accept this.
You can't have it both ways, dear Australia. You can't hate him and then use him to sell your copies, sell your matches, your broadcast rights, your social media engagement. Virat Kohli is a brand, yes, and he built that brand of aggression that comes on the back of records and runs and victories that he's led India to, all to his name. Australia needs to come up with their own strategies around their own sporting icons, there are many of those, to make a point. You can't have the cake and eat it too.
Greeting you with aloha and namaste.
No, I love India.
Presence, occupation of a territory by another country pertains to India. What we saw in Kashmir.
How do you see Trump's America?
Yes, the current administration behaves differently from the previous administration.
Are you saying that there are foreign powers who are trying to bring down the current government in Syria?
Exactly.
Iran, maybe Russia too.
Prime Minister Modi committed to South-South, cooperation.
Not over 50%.
Is Ukraine prepared to pay the price for that peace?
No compromises at the cost of territorial integrity and sovereignty.
From breaking news to the day's biggest controversies, shedding light on the world's top headlines, detailed analysis on the stories that matter the most to you. Catch it all on Spotlight at 6 p.m. India time and 12:30 GMT, only on Firstpost.